Alright, so this is kind of very last minute of me to kind of do this little series that I have planned. Although it's not going to be like too terribly like long. It's only going to be 3 episodes, so it's not going to be like all encompassing because we have a brand new ariaster film coming out on Friday. That being Eddington. And now you guys have seen me react to the trailers for it, but I wanted to look back at the 3 films that he has made beforehand. Starting off with this one, of course. My name is Daniel Strunk. Welcome to QuickTime Reactions. Uh, no, well, the intro was kind of long and verbose, but we are going to get straight into it anyway. We are here to talk about his first feature film, Hereditary. Of course, like I said, first film that Ari Aster directed and wrote. This one, of course, stars Toni Collette, Gabriel Byrne, Alex Wolff, Millie Shapiro, and Dowd, as well as a whole host of other people. And the movie centers around the Graham family. And Annie, the mom of the family, she lost her mother recently. And, you know, grief hits in many different ways. But some strange occurrences are going on, not only in the house, but to individual members of the family. And it is up to her and her family to try and figure out what on earth is going on and if it runs in the family. So, that kind of plot description is a touch vague because if you have not seen this film, and this really applies to all of his films, if you've not seen this film, I highly suggest that you do because this is quite possibly, maybe not the scariest film, but it will be the most tense film that you've ever seen in your life. Um, so let's kind of set the stage here real quick. So this film came out in January of 2018. And 2018 was a big year for me. Not only because, I was turning 18, but it was also the year that I started watching horror films for the first time. It was October 2018. The brand new Halloween movie was coming out that year, and I decided it was time to, nut up or shut up, as it were, and basically just go and see my first horror film. And I've been hooked ever since. So, Hereditary kind of slid past my radar, so to speak. However, I have gone back to watch it, and fortunate enough for me, I was able to watch it in an IMAX theater. This was I think a while back, but I was able to watch it in an IMAX theater for the first time, and it was absolutely amazing. First, let's talk about the cast in this, because each one of them I feel like has a very distinctive role in this movie. First, Toni Collette, which, by the way, such a shame that she was not nominated for an Oscar for this movie because her performance is absolutely legendary in this movie. But it's because, especially with the dinner scene, absolutely amazing. But she is kind of, first a skeptic, and then towards the end of the film is a full blown believer. She basically runs the gambit of emotions in this film, where She goes from, like, happy one moment to sad the next, and potentially even angry in some scenes. Like, the range that she has in this, and to have that so well under control, absolutely amazing. And again, don't know why she wasn't nominated, but we're gonna move past that. Next is Gabriel Byrne, who plays the father. Um, and to me, like, he is most certainly the bedrock. Like, whenever stuff is going on, whether it be, of course, Annie's mom passing away, or it's a lot of events that happen in this movie. I'm not going to spoil a lot here, but it's like there's some crazy stuff that happens in this movie. Um, so it's, he's there, and there's this one moment in his car, and he's at a light, and he's got his son in the back seat, and he just takes that moment to himself, and he just lets the waterworks go, because he has stayed that rock for so long that he hasn't had a chance to, properly, like, let his emotions out. And, he has that one little moment in the car, and it's heartbreaking, because, again, he is this bedrock for this family. And I think the family situation would have gotten a lot worse if it were not for him being such a solid bedrock. Then we move on to Alex Wolff, who plays. Oh, God. Who does he play? Peter. There we go. Peter is very much. How do I want to put this here? He is very much a lot of things in this movie are directed towards him, and he has to kind of, be in this manic state for, I would say, maybe a good, like, 70% of this movie, whether he is, appearing to be potentially catatonic, or, like, just freaked out, or, he's paranoid, or actually legit scared. Like, again, he also runs a gambit, but different from Toni Collette, because with his emotions, it's in the same circle of emotions. Basically, that circle is fear. And he has to run through all of those different fear emotions and make them distinctive. And I think he did a really good job in that. And I think I also heard somewhere that he went method for this role, and I think he didn't introduce himself as Alex until, like, maybe the last day of shooting, which absolutely insane. And he did an absolutely amazing job. And then finally, Millie Shapiro, who plays Charlie in the film. She is very much like a Kickstarter domino, and kind of like a chain reaction. Because she, like, in the beginning, it's like, something's off about her. You don't know exactly what is off. It's just something's off. And once that film, once the film progresses and you start to learn more information, it's like, oh, that's why she's like that. That's a bit scary. But I think she does an absolutely amazing job at portraying that kind of creepiness without being like overtly creepy. Like there's that air of creepiness right there, but there's also like maybe just that tinge of sadness as well, mixed in with like that feeling of maybe I don't care to it. Like it's very hard to like nail down, but it's like she does an absolutely amazing job with that performance, and she's absolutely amazing. I wanted to give a special shout out to the cinematographer, Paweł Pogorzelski. I'm sorry, I probably butchered the last name horribly, but did an absolutely amazing job with the cinematography. There are a lot of miniatures in this movie, and those miniatures are used to an amazing degree, with really cool shots. In fact, the opening shot of the film uses one of those miniatures, and it's absolutely awesome. It's absolutely incredible stuff to see. I also want to give shouts out to the who did the effects for this film. We're looking it up in real time. Steve Newburn did the effects for the film, which absolutely incredible, and absolutely incredible work with the effects in this. Again, not going to go into much, but it is the stuff in this is really really cool and really unique, and also really terrifying, but yet in the same way also really really beautiful in a way. Like it has all those emotions like wrapped up into one, and it's really something to behold. But yeah, I there's not a whole lot more that I can say without like getting into spoilers, and I don't want to get into spoilers. At least for the first two. The third one, however, we are going to talk about spoilers because I don't think you can have a conversation about that third film without getting into spoilers for it. So I'm gonna leave it right there. But yeah, Hereditary is an absolutely must watch film. If you guys have not seen it, I highly recommend that you do so before going to see Eddington this Friday. But the next film that I'll be reviewing is, of course, Midsummer, which is the not exactly the complete opposite of Hereditary, but it has some very polar opposites to it. But in the meantime, guys, be safe out there and just watch your back, because you never know when something weird is going to happen. I'll catch you guys next time.